Folks, before you even start today's video, pause it and go over to shopwcbs.com and get yourself a world-class Bullshitters t-shirt. We just launched, we have some awesome designs, and we're going to be adding more monthly. We're going to treat the store as a reflection of the channel. We have a great joke on a show, we're going to put it on a shirt. We're also going to make it very interactive. If you buy our beer glass and drink with us, you'll get a shout out. It'll be like drinking with us virtually. So folks, go over to shopwcbs.com, support independent entertainment because the real world entertainment sucks. And now it's time for the video.
The following is a world-class Bullshitters exclusive.
I like people from all walks of life, but the one thing I can't stand are people who are full of themselves, aka full of shit. The Eternals is back on my radar because Marvel is trying to do the one thing that Marvel does so poorly: strive to be the first. In 2018, Black Panther was sold as Marvel's first black superhero, when in reality Blade beat him to the punch about a decade earlier. In places, Captain Marvel was touted as being the first female-led superhero movie, even though Wonder Woman dropped 2 years earlier, and there had been superhero movies with female leads since 1968's Barbarella. Shang-Chi was touted as Marvel's first Asian superhero, and now we've reached the Eternals, where the whole movie is being sold because it features this: how the Eternals establishes the MCU's first gay superhero and same-sex couple in a movie. It's life-saving. At the world premiere for Marvel Studios' Eternals on October 18th, Haas Seelman was beaming the 45-year-old actor who came out as gay in 2017 could scarcely believe he was on the red carpet for a massive studio movie in which his character, Ben, is the husband of one of the title superheroes, Phastos. It marks the first time a Marvel studio film has showcased the same-sex couple, and one of the only times any superhero movie has included a title LGBTQ character. In a pop culture landscape that has been dominated worldwide by superhero storytelling for over a decade, the impact that representation could have for the film's expected global audience was very much on Sleeman's mind. "Beyond a dream come true, it's life-saving," the actor told Variety. "I wish I had been there as a kid to see this. My God, I wish. Can you imagine how many lives this is going to be saving? Kids, young queer folk who are being bullied, committing suicide, and not seeing themselves being represented, and now they get to see this? It's above and beyond." Well, there's a reason this guy at 45 is on the red carpet for the first time. He's not a very good actor. I think this is all a little too much. Life-saving? Life-saving to see this guy play the husband of a superhero who blows up Hiroshima? Yeah, that's going to be life-saving. See, if you want these characters to be important to people, why can't they be cool? Why can't you have a gay superhero that is, I don't know, actually neat-looking or fun or exciting? You know, in the comics they have them. They've had them for decades. Oh, but it hasn't happened in the MCU yet, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's not how firsts work, nor how entertainment works, or even should work. It's above and beyond stupid, if you ask me. The day after the premiere, director Chloe Zhao explained that Phastos' husband and family were already baked into the Marvel Studios' conception of the character when she first began discussing making the film with the studio. She was especially taken with the idea that Phastos, an ageless alien who came to Earth 7,000 years ago to help guide human civilization throughout the powers of invention, rediscovers his long-lost faith in humanity through finding Ben and starting a family. It helped the filmmaker to see a way to walk the line between emotionally grounded storytelling and breaking long overdue barriers for the LGBTQ representation. Is that all that filmmakers think about when making movies these days? How to pat themselves on the back? I miss when an actor or a celebrity wanted you to buy their album or check out their, their vegan recipe cookbook. Not this. What's important is to show that it isn't about a message we're trying to put out, Zhao said. "I think finding authenticity in moments like this is crucial for me so it doesn't feel forced, so you can actually relate to them. That's the most important thing. It's not just about being the first, it's about do you actually feel for them, whether you're gay or straight or whatever. A character's sexuality would never judge how I feel about them. They have to be entertaining. But from what I've read, from what I've seen, these characters are boring and dull. Marvel has this mistake where if they're trying to have something represent someone or a group or whatever, an ideal, a belief, they make them fucking boring. Let that sit there for a minute. By making everything so stern and serious and emotionally grounded, you take away the fun. Gay characters don't have to be the target of jokes, but they can be fun, enjoyable. Gay characters in film, gay people in movies is nothing new. But we're acting like it is because Marvel's doing it for the first time, and if Marvel does it, that's the only thing that matters. Did you guys hear Marvel invented this thing? It's called beer. It's wonderful. Thank God for Marvel. There have been other LGBTQ characters in movies and TV shows based on Marvel Comics, including the lesbian couple Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Yukio in Deadpool 2, and the amoral lawyer Jerry Hogarth on the Netflix series Jessica Jones. But none were produced by Marvel Studios. See in the fucking article right here. Just because Marvel Studios doesn't produce it, that doesn't matter. Listen, Variety, I hate your publication. You're really useless. It's embarrassing that I live really close to your building, but I digress. My point is, this is not relevant. What happened to entertainment journalism? I would love to know. What I'm guessing is a lot of people, right after I got out of college, shoved their heads right up their asses and continued their way into the workforce with their heads firmly up their asses. And that's why we get movies like this that are promoted on this. They think this is a selling point. I just want to go and see something cool, not have to compete in mental gymnastics as to why the Eternals weren't there when Thanos destroyed the universe. Shit like that is important to me. I'm a film goer, I'm a ticket buyer, I will spend money, but I need shit like that answered. I don't care where Fastos, Fuckos, or whatever his fucking name is, goes home and where he sleeps and what he does. Cool, awesome. I don't need to see Spider-Man take a shit. I know he takes a shit, he's a person. Cool, let's move on to the next part of the story. Same thing with this character. Okay, you establish he's a gay guy who finds love. Awesome, let's go save the universe. I don't need to see him at home. This is where I begin to roll my eyes. Zhao would give a great deal of credit to Henry, the actor who plays Fastos, for bringing the level of authenticity to the role and helping fill out who Fastos is well beyond how he was defined in the script. He would show up and, like, even the powers he's doing, he came up with all these hand gestures, she said. That wasn't me. That's the way he speaks to his son, that dynamic, the jokes, they all have been them. A lot of them are improvised. Henry was currently in production on the FX Hulu series Class of '09, has not participated in most of the interviews for Eternals, but he did discuss the profound effect the role had on him in an extended and emotional moment during a press conference for the movie. I remember when I was coming to this project that I, Brian, had kind of lost faith in humanity. I, Brian, okay? Just looking at all the things we've been going through and just what the images of black men were and how we're being portrayed and how the power was taken away from us and the lack of power or feeling powerful, Henry said. Look, man, only you can allow yourself to feel powerless. But if you want to talk about the images of how black men are portrayed in entertainment, look no further. The King of Wakanda, Black Panther. It's in the name, Black Panther. That movie made a bunch of money. That movie has made more money than the Eternals could even dream of making. Please tell me how Fastos, a character from a group called the Eternals, which nobody fucking knows and even less people care about, tell me how that's going to do so much more to bring back the power to black people. I don't feel empowered by Fastos. I feel embarrassed. The article continues on about LGBTQ representation. In the film Birds of Prey, in which Rosie Perez's Renee Montoya's character's sexuality is barely expressed on screen, if at all. So it's critical for Zhao that Fastos and Ben have a moment of genuine physical love between them, presented as a passionate kiss before Fastos leaves his family to go save the world. Do you guys remember a little film called Mallrats back in 1995, where Brody, Bruce, played by Jason Lee, meets Stan the Man Lee? There's a scene where Brody is obsessed with superhero genitalia, and Stan Lee just kinda chuckles and laughs it off. Society now humors Brody to the nth degree. All we focus on are superhero sex lives. I don't give a fuck what Batman does, I don't care what Superman does, I don't care what Fastos does, superheroing or romantically. This is not interesting. A character's sexuality, much like a real person's sexuality, if that's the most important thing about you, I don't want to know you. And if it's a fictional character, that's the forefront of everything, their sexuality, I don't want to read it and I'm not going to buy it. I want to read stories of high adventure, swashbuckling tales, science fiction, horror, anything, fantasy, name it. I don't really care what Link and Zelda do after you win. I don't want to know what Mario and Peach do. I don't even want to watch James Bond bang these women. You know they do, and that's enough. Focusing on this obsessively, this alleged family-friendly entertainment, all they can do is focus on this. It makes you wonder, whose family are they actually trying to appeal to? In her quest for authenticity, Zhao has said that she barely gave any direction to Henry and Sleeman for that scene. It's up to the two of them to figure out what that moment meant, and how it should be, she said. I'll explain what the situation is, and that's how I work with actors. I don't even care anymore. This whole article is about a kiss, a movie that's being sold on a kiss. Awesome. Awesome. And I thought I was done, but let's just see how this closes, because this is a fucking eye roller. While Henry did not address Fastos' sexuality directly during the Eternals press conference, he did speak to how Marvel first approached him for the role and what it meant to be him. Folks, be prepared for maximum cringe. This is gonna hurt. I remember the first time that they were like, we want you to be a superhero, and I was like, cool, how much weight do I need to lose? Henry said. And Chloe was like, what are you talking about? We want you exactly as you are. To be a black man, to have someone look at you and say, we want you exactly the way you are, is unlike anything I've ever felt. It just triggered me to be an 11-year-old kid who was watching these superhero movies and not ever seeing anything like me reflected, and how I would look at these posters and put them on my locker and just hope that one day there would be somebody representing me in the way you know I am. And I truly believe that moment started when I sat down with Chloe. It's unlike any feeling I've ever experienced. That's awesome, man. That's gonna make a great movie. I can't wait to spend hundreds of dollars to go support how you feel. What the fuck kind of bullshit is this? Oh my god, how far have we fallen? I would rather be sold a goddamn commercial than this shit. What is this shit? Let's take a step back and talk about this bullshit, how this article ends. Me being reflected. Listen, nobody really knows what ethnic background I am, what I look like, who I really am, but god damn it, I've never seen myself represented on screen one-to-one, and guess what? I don't give a shit. I really don't care. That's not how people should act. Why the fuck are you so concerned? How are you so removed from what the art is? Let's look at the biggest superhero of all time, Batman. Rich white guy whose parents were murdered. Guess what? Not a rich white guy. My parents weren't murdered, but my dad died. I was able to relate to Batman. Same thing with Spider-Man. Poor kid from New York City who lived with his aunt and uncle. Well, I didn't live with my aunt and uncle, but I was close with my grandma. She looked a lot like Aunt May. Oh, I wasn't white like Spider-Man, but guess what? I was a good student. I really appreciated that there was a superhero out there that was worried about intelligence and how he got out of trouble because he was smart. That's why I identified with Spider-Man. Superman, truth, justice, and the American way. I think everybody can identify with Superman because they love the power fantasy. Are you as moral and just as an alien? Would you be able to care about humanity the same way that an alien does? That's the interesting dynamic. That's how you relate to superheroes. I'm sure there's traits in Wonder Woman and Batwoman and Batgirl and all these other female heroes that people like. You know what? Rogue. Fuck. I don't even look anything like Rogue. I don't have a southern accent, but I understand what she goes through with the isolation. Everybody understands. Maybe you're quiet, maybe you're reserved, maybe you're a little weird. We all are. But guess what? Rogue can't touch people. That is her tragedy. Yet we can all understand and relate what it's like to not have the things you want. When you take such a basic and boring approach to your superheroing or your entertainment in general, and you focus on the phrase representation, you're really not representing anyone. You need to be a chubby black dude who happens to like other guys? Okay, cool. I'm sure there's a market for that. Is it going to make a lot of money? No. And dude, why were you putting these posters on your locker? If you didn't like them so much, if you were so not represented by what you were seeing, if that was such a problem, why did you keep feeding the machine? Why did you keep going to see these movies? And why did you put these posters on your locker? Why would you put up a picture of something you hate, something that makes you feel insecure, something that lacks the representation that speaks only to you? You are the problem. You exposed yourself to this bullshit. This movie is bullshit. I'm so tired of, I'm supposed to buy this shit because it makes this guy feel good, or this does that. This type of representation is so small, it really minimizes your audience. You have to look like something. Guess what? I'll never like anime or manga. I don't look like any of the characters. My eyes aren't giant and my skin's not the same color. Oh, boo-hoo. I can't watch this shit. Oh, I love X-Men. I can't like Wolverine because he's a short, hairy white guy. I'm not short. What the fuck? This is the dumbest shit. This is why entertainment is in the toilet. Listening to Twitter and the fifis and all this other bullshit of people. Oh, I'm so touched by what your movie means to me. Awesome. I'm touched by what Star Wars means to me. Remember the rise of Skywalker and how progressive that movie was for the first lesbian kiss in Star Wars? It still was the least successful in that trilogy, and they still cut it out in other parts of the world. I wonder why The Eternals isn't going to be put out in China. Last time I checked, The Eternals isn't going to be released in China. So I guess Disney and Marvel don't really have to worry about placating to that part of the world. So the article was a bit much, and it's not going to sell the movie. Flashy effects, recognizable characters, those sell Marvel movies. The Eternals is setting itself up for the ultimate disappointment because audiences don't care about all of this. They want good entertainment. These are movies, not social projects to make everyone feel included. Quality is paramount no matter how good the ideals are. This sort of marketing, guilt marketing, is like FOMO's stupid little brother. If you don't see this movie, you'll miss out has become, see this movie or else you hate gay people. That holds about as much weight as Michael Myers being homophobic because he kills everyone equally. Sell us movies that look good. No more passes because of groundbreaking firsts. You're fucking out of them, Marvel. Just stop. So what do you think about all this? Does the Eternals look good to you on its own merit, or do you need this kind of secondary marketing to guilt you into seeing it? I don't buy it. I don't fall for this shit, and hopefully most of you don't either. You're all too smart for it. That's why you're here. So folks, I want to know what you think about the Eternals. I want to know what you think about all of this, how they market this film, and the verbiage, the words. Tell me what you think about this Variety article. I feel like I don't even speak English anymore. Like I'm an alien. Like I'm more out there than Superman. I don't even understand half of what this shit means. Now I'm just being facetious. I understand everything that's being said here, but I can't understand why that is the focus. Why some people are so obsessed with making superhero movies and kids entertainment, family entertainment. Why are they obsessed with making it so infused with this? The sexuality of these characters or this view or this belief. What's wrong with just making a good movie? You don't need to market this stuff. If it's in the movie and it's good on its own, awesome. It's not going to make or break a film. A great movie with gay characters is a great movie. A terrible movie with gay characters is terrible. I wouldn't call Seed of Chucky a quality film just because it has those views. Same with Sleepaway Camp. These are all fun, schlocky movies, but they're not what I would consider great films because they feature transgender characters or certain views or beliefs. You know what I'm saying, you get the point. They, Disney, Chloe Zhao, the actors involved, they've lost the point. They missed their mark. And I think the Eternals is going to miss that mark at the box office. So folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm very confused with all of this. What does it mean? Why? Why, Marvel? Why? Thank you for watching, folks. Grab a t-shirt at shopwcbs.com, and I'll be back next time with more. But in the meantime, be smart, be safe, be cool, and always be excellent to each other.